Hello, my name is Jodee Dietzenbach. I'm an attorney with Pioneer Law Office, and today I'm going to be talking about how to apply for Social Security disability benefits. I am an attorney and I represent clients and veterans in Social Security disability and veterans disability cases. Just because I'm an attorney, though, doesn't mean that this is a substitution for legal advice. We do offer a free case evaluation if you want to give me a call at 563-583-9101. So for now, I'm going to share my screen with you here, how to apply for SSDI. And I'm going to take this in 4 parts. This video today is just going to cover part of this presentation. So we're going to look at, can I apply? Should I apply? How to apply, and what happens next. So the first step is, can I apply? You can apply if you are insured, if you are not working full-time, and if you are disabled. This is kind of a little more complicated than it sounds. So we're going to kind of go through each of these individually. And the first step is, are you insured? I'm going to skip down to this next slide so I can explain what being insured is first. So from Social Security's website, it says the SSDI program pays benefits to you and certain family members if you are insured. This means that you worked long enough and recently enough and paid Social Security taxes on your earnings. The Supplemental Security Income Program pays benefits to adults and children with disabilities who have limited income and resources. So how do you find out if you're insured? One way you can find out if you're insured is to call Social Security, but right now Social Security's offices are closed and they are difficult to get a hold of because they are out of the office or working from home or dealing with backlog of all kinds of things. So there is another way you can find out, and it's also a way to find out if you're eligible for other types of benefits available as well. So you may try this and realize, oh, I might qualify for more benefits than just SSI, or SSDI. So here is the website you go to. It's www.ssabest.benefits.gov. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this is BEST. This is the Benefit Eligibility Screening Tool. Now, just because you fill out this questionnaire doesn't mean you're going to automatically get these benefits. You still have to apply for the benefits and you have to qualify for the benefits. But this is going to tell you, is it worth even applying? Because if you don't qualify, if you're not insured, for example, then there's no point in filling out the 20-page application online. So if you go here, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions, and these are pretty simple questions. So like, for example, I'm going to just fill this out with just kind of some generic information just to show you what it looks like. So you put in your date of birth, and then it's going to give you so that's the first question. It's going to give you the second question. And it's also going to give you this little bar at the bottom to show you how far you are in the process. So you can see by answering one question, we're already 5% done. It is a really quick and easy way to go through and see, okay, what benefits might I qualify for? And then you can put those on your list of things you might want to apply for. So that's a good first step to see if you're insured. And it's going to tell you if you're insured, it'll say you would qualify, you may qualify for Social Security disability insurance benefits. Social Security also considers you disabled under Social Security's rules if all the following are true. You cannot do work that you did before because of your medical condition. You cannot adjust to other work because of your medical condition, and your disability has lasted or is expected to last for at least 1 year or result in death. Now, the work qualification, they're looking at whether you're working right now, and they're looking at generally full-time work. So if you are working full-time right now and you apply for benefits, you you're probably not going to meet the criteria for disability because you're still doing work and you have to show that you cannot do work. You also have to show that you cannot adjust to other work, meaning it's not just the jobs you did in the past, but it's other types of work that might be available. And you have to show that you cannot do that work because of your health conditions. If you leave because you got fired because you couldn't keep up with the pace of your job, or if you leave because you can't do the lifting required for your job anymore because of back pain or other medical conditions, then that's the type of thing that Social Security is looking for. They're trying to see if your combined mental and physical health problems are interfering with your ability to work. That last requirement here, that it has to have lasted or is expected to last for at least 1 year or result in death. That means you can't just have a temporary disability. It has to be at least a year long. And what that means is you have to have a health problem or combined health problems that are keeping you from working for at least 12 consecutive months. Generally, we're looking at people who have been unable to work for, at least a few months. And then by the time we proceed through the case, it's been at least a year. So now we're going to talk about how to apply. First, you want to gather all your information and documents. And Social Security has this checklist on their website. So this is Social Security's website, and they have these different categories here. You can click on any of these boxes. And we're going to kind of scroll down a little bit too. And that's kind of what we're looking at as far as what Social Security's website looks like. On their website, if you go to disability, they have a special disability page, and it's going to give you all this great information about the things you need. So here is one that says information you need to apply, documents you need to provide, and you can click on any of these individual things on your own and see what it is. One of these documents in here I have up here, and it's this checklist. This checklist is available on their site. And it's going to tell you all of the information you need to get ready and have ready before you apply. Why do you want to have this stuff ready before you apply? Because the application will take you at least an hour to fill out if you have everything together and all the information that you need. So if you gather all this information ahead of time, it's going to be a lot quicker than trying to fill out, 15, you work on it for 15 minutes, and then you realize I need a list of my doctors. So then you have to stop, and then it times out, and then you have to go log back in and get the information. And then, it ends up taking a lot more time and effort. And a lot of people just give up because they don't have the patience to complete the application. If you gather your information before, then it makes it a lot easier. And you already have this checklist here. And some of the things on this list, they're going to ask you for information about your date and place of birth, marriages and divorces, names of minor children, U.S. military service, your employment details for the last 2 years, including name of the employer, address, and phone number. They're also going to ask for a lot of other information here, including medical records. This is very important when you're applying. You want to make sure they know not just your doctor's name, but your doctor's name, the facility that you see them at, and the address and phone number of that facility. The reason you want to do that is because some doctors they have privileges at a lot of different places. They might work at a clinic, especially in rural areas here in Iowa. We have some doctors that will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, they're in one small town. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, they're in another small town. And then, 2 or 3 days a month, they're at the hospital. And you may see them at all of those places or at one place or whatever. You need to tell Social Security where to get those records, because if you just say, oh, I see Dr. Jones at Mercy, they're going to request records from Dr. Jones at Mercy in whatever town they pops up first. Might be where you see Dr. Jones, it might not be. And if that request comes back as there's no records because they've asked for the wrong facility, they're not going to dig into that. So you want to give them, I see Dr. Stephen Jones at Mercy in Dubuque, Iowa, and here's the address and phone number of the facility. And then that way they will be able to find those records and get them for you, so you don't have to pay for them later, and get them in your file so they can review them to decide whether or not you're disabled. So the other thing that they're going to ask for is your job history. And they're going to ask you about things like when your medical condition began and when it started to affect your work, and all your past employers and their names and their names and addresses. And they're also going to ask you things about what you did at those jobs. Things like lifting and standing and walking, and how many hours a day you spent doing those activities. They're also going to ask you about your education and training, things like college or trade school, or whether or not you graduated from high school or special job training, things like that. So you want to get all that information organized and at least together in one spot when you go to do this application. The next step that I recommend you do is to sign up for My Social Security. What is My Social Security? It is an online service where you can check in on your Social Security account. So even if you don't have a disability claim pending, you can go to My Social Security and you can create an account, and it's going to ask you a bunch more questions. You can create a new account right here like that. Or if you already have an account, you can sign in. And what this does is it allows you to check things like whether or not someone else is using your Social Security card. It allows you to check your earnings history. It allows you to check whether or not you're insured for benefits. And it allows you to check things like, oh, what will my benefit be when I retire? It also allows you to check the status of your disability claim. So you can go in, and if you have a claim pending, it will show you where it's at in the process. It's not as much information as if you would hire an attorney, and an attorney would represent you and get access to your online file, but it's still some information where you can kind of see where your case is at without having to rely on calling someone at Social Security to help you. So you can create a My Social Security account, and that can help you just kind of see where you're at with your claim. The next step, if you've got a My Social Security account set up, is to either apply online, or you can call Social Security and have them assist you with a claim. My next video will explain how to do the online appeal, but you can call Social Security and they can help you complete over the phone, complete a Social Security claim. This is the 800 number. It's 1-800-772-1213. There is another way that you can get a phone number to your local office. And if you go to this website, it's www.ssa.gov/agency/contact/phone.html. It's going to take us to contact Social Security by phone. But if you click on this office locator, it's going to take you to this Social Security office locator screen. What you can do is you can type in your zip code, and I'm going to use the zip code for my office. And it's going to give you get the Social Security field office, their address and phone number that's closest to that zip code. And that'll give you a direct office line so that you can hopefully get the same person more than once. So then that's kind of how to do the phone application. Now, you want to try to apply as soon as you can. If you decide you want to apply, you want to try to apply the sooner the better. And the reason for that is because sometimes your eligibility can actually run out. When we were talking about being insured, sometimes if you haven't worked in a very long time, you may no longer be insured if you're not paying your Social Security taxes regularly. So you want to make sure that if you're going to apply, you want to apply as soon as you can. Now, if you apply online, the date you start your application typically is going to be considered the date that your claim kind of starts. If you call someone and say, I want to apply, that should again be the date that they use as the application date. You want to make sure you get your application in as soon as you can. So that'll be it for today. I thank you for staying with me this long if you're still here. And I encourage you to watch our next video on how to apply online. Again, if you want a free case evaluation, give me a call. My phone number is 563-583-9101. And my name is Jodee, so ask for me. And I hope you have a great day. And I hope if you decide to apply, you have an easy application process. So thank you.